Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today we're going to do quite a tough sequence of exercises during the class, and we're going to work throughout the body. We're going to look at challenging both the muscle strength and control of our movement with these exercises today. So we're going to start the class in standing and warm up, and then we're going to come down onto our sides into sitting and then continue the class onto our backs on the mat. So I hope you enjoy the class today. Remember, always work to a level that you feel comfortable and safe to do, because most importantly, we want you to enjoy the class. Okay, so when you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to bring those toes apart and those heels apart. So those feet that hip width distance. Just to start with, we're going to transfer that weight coming to the fronts of your toes and then back onto your heels. So just nice and slowly forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So our weight's going nice and evenly down through those feet. Knees are soft, so not locked back. Hands up onto your pelvis. Very gently, we're going to tilt that pelvis forward and then tilting it back. So just gently forwards and back. Just finding that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in that nice and neutral position. Good. Ribs are soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck's long and lifted. Okay, so we're going to bring our elbows into our sides, palms up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, we need to push those palms back, squeeze the shoulder blades gently back together, and then forwards. Good. And again, pushing back and away, and forwards. And again, pushing back and away, and forwards. Now we're going to add some little squats here. So as we do this movement, we're going to drop into a little squat and then back up. So just dropping down, just a small movement here as we're dropping down and lifting up. So knees staying in line with those hip distance as you drop down and lift up. Good. Dropping down and lifting up. Well done. And back. Dropping down, lifting up. Well done. Do one last one here, dropping down and lifting up. So keeping my hands in this position, I'm going to open out, reach away into that Cleopatra and fold back. And again, opening out, palms down and palms up as you fold back. So reaching away and back. So let's add some heel raises to this movement. So we're going to come up and then folding back. And again, opening out, reaching up, coming back. Lovely. So one nice smooth movement together as you fold back. Lovely. Reach away and folding back. A few more here and folding back. And again. And back one last time. And back. Now we're going to bring those two sets of movements together. So we're going to squeeze those palms down, push down into that squat, coming back up, opening out, lifting up. Good. Dropping down, push back. Reaching away, up on those toes. Good. And again, drop down, up, reaching away and back. Lovely. Dropping down, reaching away and up and down. So pushing those hands back. Lovely. Reaching away. Push down and back. Good. Reaching away. Last few. Dropping down, back and reaching away. Dropping down and reaching away. Let's do one last one. Drop down and reaching away. And then relax those arms down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to work our legs a little bit more. We're going to do our standing clam. So just starting with, you have one foot, just that toe resting on the ground. Opposite leg is going to work really hard to support you. Knees nice and soft. Just going to start by opening out through that hip and folding back. So keep these hip bones pointing forwards. It's not a big movement. We're opening out and back. Good. So if you're comfortable here, we can just hook this leg around that opposite leg and we're just opening out and folding back from there. Good. Opening out and folding back. Well done. Opening out and folding back. Lovely. Nice and controlled. Keeping up nice and tall. Lovely. Well done. Opening out and back. Now, if you can, on this next one, we're going to open out, keep that here, and we're going to stretch and tap that leg. Stretching and tapping. Good. Let's do 5 more. So we go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And then lowering that leg back down. Excellent. Do the same on the other side. So opposite legs, working hard to support you. Just to start with, have that toe on the ground, and we're just opening out through that hip and folding back. Keeping those hip bones forward as you're opening out and folding back. Well done. Opening out and folding back. Good. So as before, if that's comfortable, we can just hook this foot around that opposite leg, opening out and folding back. Good. Keep those hip bones forwards, that pelvis nice and level, staying up nice and tall. Well done. Good, so if you can, we're going to challenge it a little bit more and we're going to open this leg out and we're going to stretch and tap. Good, so stretching that leg, coming back, nice and control. Good, let's do 5 more. So we go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And then lowering that leg back down to that start. Well done. Okay, so we're going to do a few sideways lunges here. So feet back to that center. And we're going to reach my right leg. We'll start with one leg out towards the side. So we're going to step to the side, dropping into that lunge, and then coming back to that center. And again, dropping down and back and back. Good. So dropping down to that side and back. Good. Reaching over and back. Good. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. 1, and back again. Well done. So same with the opposite leg. My left leg, I'm going to reach over into that side lunge. So we're going to step over to that side and back. And again, dropping over and forwards. Good. Back to the side, reaching over and back. Well done. Reaching over. Let's do 5 more. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more, and back over. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to come sideways on so you can just see me a little bit more clearly. So we're just going to start with our right leg and we're going to do some sort of one leg stretch to deadlift movement here, it's called. So with this right leg, we're going to lift up, flexing at the hip, and then we're going to reach that leg back, keeping it in line with my body, and then folding back forwards. Good. So reaching back and forward. So this opposite leg is bending with me as I reach forwards and slide back. Good. Reaching forwards and bringing that back. So really working on that control as you're reaching that leg back, folding forwards. Good. And again, reaching and folding forwards. Good. Reaching back, folding that leg forwards. Good. Reaching back, folding forwards. So as you take that leg back, just keep that in line with your body. Well done. Reaching back, forwards. Last few here. Good. Reaching back. And one last time. And forwards. Well done. Lowering back down. Good. We do the same on the other leg. So opposite leg, we're going to lift up into that flex position. And then we're going to reach it back behind and bring it forwards. So reaching back in line with that body, lifting forwards. So that opposite leg's bending with you as you're coming back with that opposite leg. Good. Reaching back, folding forwards. Well done. Reaching back, folding forwards. A few more here. Really challenging that control and that balance as well. Well done. Reaching back, folding forwards. Well done. Reaching back, controlling forwards. Last few. Well done. Good. Let's do one last one. Reaching back and controlling forwards, lowering back down. Well done. Okay, so let's just do a few roll downs just to get our backs moving. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath at the end there. Then as you breathe out, slowly restacking, coming back up into standing. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath at the end there. As you breathe out, gently restacking back up into standing. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, really curl that spine down to that C shape as you roll down towards the floor. Breath at the end there. And as you breathe out, gently back up into standing. Let's do one last time. Breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath at the end there. And as you breathe out, gently restacking back up into that standing position. Good. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our mat and down onto our sides. Okay, so we're going to continue our class down onto our sides on the mat. So if you've got a thicker block or a pillow you can use to support your head, you can just grab that. Just place that between your arm and your head for a little bit of support there. We're going to start with those knees bent up and those hips really stacked on top of each other. And we're going to begin with our clam movement. So feet together, we're going to lift up this top knee and then lower back down. So keeping those hips stacked, we're lifting up this top knee and lowering. Just getting this glute muscle working, so our glute med working. So you want to feel it in that back pocket side area as we work through this muscle. Good. So we're just lifting and lowering, just warming that up here. Well done. Good, now if that's comfortable, you can stay there, but if you're able to, we're going to raise these feet up to hip height, and then we're going to lift and lower through that top knee again. So we're lifting and lowering. Good. Now, if you can, to challenge this a little bit more, on this next one, we're going to lift, stretch, tap, and then lower down. And again, lift up, stretch, tap, and down. And again, lift up, stretch, tap, and lowering. So we're stretching and tapping in between that movement. Good. And again, lift up, stretch, tap, and down. Lifting, stretch, tap, and down. Lift up, stretch, tap, and down. And again, lift up, stretch, tap, and down. Last couple here. Stretch, tap, and back. Good. Let's do one last one. Lifting up, stretch, tap, and then lowering that knee down, lowering those feet down from there. Well done. Give that muscle a little rub. Okay, so with this top arm, I want you to reach that over above your head if you can. And then we're going to just lift up this leg just to that hip height from here. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to bring that elbow and knee together, and then we're going to stretch them away. So we're going to bring that elbow, knee, and reach away. Good. So bringing that in, stretching away. Good. Bringing together, reaching away. Lovely. And again, bringing in, reaching away. Good. So nice and control, reaching away, keeping that leg at that hip height level. And so bring that leg in, reaching it away. Bring that leg in, reaching away. Good. Bringing in and reaching away. Good. Lovely. And again, bring it in, reach away. Let's do 8 more. So we're going to go 8. Good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Well done. And 1. Reaching away, bring that leg back, lowering down, bring the arm up and over. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come up onto our elbow here if you can. So just pop that block to the side for a minute. We're going to just stretch out through that top leg again. So we're going to lengthen out into our sides here. Okay, so keeping that chest nice and long. I want you to bring your hand, your top arm behind your head here. So you're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to lift up into this little side bend position. So if you can, we're going to hold this here, and I want you just to drop your hip down, lift it up, and then we're going to rotate that arm round and up. Good. So just dip down, lift up, and then we'll rotate the upper body and back. Good. And again, drop down, lift up, and rotate the upper body. Good. And again, drop down, lift up, rotating around. Good. So a little dip down, lift up, rotating around. Good. And again, drop down, lift up, rotating around. And again, drop down, lift up, rotating around. Lovely. Last few. Well done. Drop down, lift up, and rotating around. Drop down, lift up, rotate around. Let's do one more time. Drop down, lift up, rotating around. Very good. Bring that arm down and lowering those hips down. Well done. Bring those knees in. Excellent. Okay, so let's come up and over onto the other side. So bring your block with you. We're going to come down and do our clam onto this opposite side. So coming down, using that block just to support your head here to begin with. So our feet and knees, feet and hips in that line, knees bent up here, hips stacked on top of each other. And let's start with that clam. So feet together, we're going to lift up and lower through that top knee. Well done. So we're lifting and lowering, keeping those hips stacked. Good. Lifting and lowering. Okay, so just warming up here. Okay, so if that's comfortable, you can stay there, or if you're able to, we're going to raise those feet up to hip height and we're going to lift and lower through this top knee. So going through a little bit further through this range for that muscle. Good. Now on this next one, let's add those stretch and tap. So lift up, stretch, tap and lower. And again, lift up, stretch, tap and lower down. Well done. And again, lift up, stretch, tap and lower. So nice and controlled, stretch, tap and down. And again, lift up, stretch, tap and down. Lift up, stretch, tap and down. And again, lift up, stretch, tap, lowering down. A few more here, stretch, tap and down. Lift up, stretch, tap and down. And again, lift up, stretch, tap, lowering down. Lifting, stretch, tap and lower. Last few, stretch, tap and down. And again, lift up, stretch, tap and lower. One last time, lift up, stretch, tap and lower that knee down. Well done. Lower those legs. Very good. Okay, so as we did before, we're going to reach this top arm up and over our head. With this top leg, we're going to lift to that hip height, and then we're going to bring that knee to elbow together and then stretch out. Tucking in and stretch out. So knee and elbow to meet towards each other and reaching away. Dropping in, reaching away. Good. And again, in and reaching away. Tucking in, reach away. Good. Keeping that leg at that hip height level as you're reaching away, bringing in, reaching away. Good. Let's do 8 more here. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Reaching away. Bring that leg back in. Bring that arm back up and over from there. Well done. So let's come up onto that elbow from here. So as we did before. So up onto that elbow, we're going to stretch out through this top leg. That lower leg's bent here. So we're going to lift up into that little bit of a side bend. Top arm behind your head here. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lift up into that side bend position. Now what I want you to do, as we did before, we're going to drop the hip down, lift up, then we're going to rotate the upper body around. Good. Drop down, lift up, rotating around. So a little dip down with those hips, lift up and rotating around. Good. And again, drop down, lift up and rotating around. Good. And again, drop down, lift up, rotate that body around. Good. And again, drop down, lift up, rotating around. A few more here. Well done. Drop down, lift up, rotating around. And again, drop down, lift up, rotate round. Good. Last couple. Drop down, lift up, rotate round. One last time. Drop down, lift up, rotating around. And then we're going to slowly drop down from there. Bring that arm back down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come up into sitting from here. So just into our sitting position, move that block over to the side. So I want you to have your feet just out in front of you here, and we're going to bring my hands back. So fingers pointing outwards, okay, just back behind your shoulders. And we're going to go into our leg pull-in supine here. So I want you to really think about keeping this chest, those collarbones nice and wide, that chin tucked in as we do this. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're just going to lift up those hips, take a breath in to hold here, then if you can, lowering back down. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, breath in to hold, and as you breathe out, lowering back down. Well done, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, breath in, and out, lowering back down. Now, if that feels enough, just stay there. If you can, we can add a couple of leg lifts. So we're going to breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lift up, hold this position. I'm just going to raise one leg and lowering. Raise the opposite leg. And then lowering back down. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. Now try and if you're lifting those legs, keep those hips nice and level. Good. And then lowering back down. So make sure that bottom isn't dipping. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. Raising up. And opposite side. Good, and lowering down. Well done, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. Good, if you can, and lowering down. Good, let's do the last couple here. Breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, keep those collarbones wide. Lifting the leg, well done, opposite leg, and then lowering down. Beautiful, one last time, lifting up. So it really challenges those arm control as well as those abdominals, well done. And then lowering back down, well done. So let's bend those knees up, have those feet back hip width distance apart from here. We're going to work our tummies a little bit with some roll backs. So we're going to have our hands forward. So you're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck that pelvis, so tilt that pelvis back, and we're rolling back just halfway. Breath in and restacking up into sitting. Good, breath in. As you breathe out. And restacking back up. Good, so opening slowly down and then restacking back up. Good, dropping back. Slowly restacking forwards. Lovely. So just going back as far as you feel comfortable that you can control this movement. So dropping back and then slowly forwards. Now if that feels comfortable, you can roll back all the way onto your mat if you want to. So rolling back is a little bit more challenging coming down, but we've also got to come back up again. So just make sure you're going to where you feel comfortable. If you're rolling down, nice and control on that lowering, and then controlling as we lift back up into sitting. Good. But if that's too much, just come halfway back and then restacking. So let's do a few more here, rolling back and then restacking forwards. Well done. And again, rolling back and then restacking forwards. Good. If you want to, we've got the option to rolling down and then slowly coming back up, nice and controlled into sitting. Good. And forwards, well done. And again, rolling back and forwards, lovely. Let's do one more time here. Rolling back and then restacking, lovely, well done. This time we're going to roll back just all the way down onto the mat, just where you're comfortable. And then we're going to come down and stay here. Okay, so feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Arms relaxed down by your side. We're going to go into our bridging movement here. So feet not too far away from your bottom so you don't get cramp in those hamstrings. Arms relaxed down by your side. Let's take a breath in here. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that spine gently back down onto the mat. And again, breath in as you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, slowly walking that spine down. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, slowly coming back down. Good. On this next one, we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up into that bridge. This time, we're going to float our hands up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades down. Then walk that spine back down. And then float the hands down to join. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, float the hands up towards the ceiling, shoulder blades down, walking that spine back down, float the hands down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, float the hands up to the ceiling, walking that spine gently back down, and then float down. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to fire our bottom up a little bit more and do some little dips. So we're going to lift up, bring our hands up towards the ceiling, hold that position, and I want you to drop your bottom down an inch and then lift it up an inch. Good. So drop down, lift up. So using those bottom muscles, drop down, squeeze those bottom muscles, lift back up. Good. Drop down, lift up. And again, drop down, lift up. And again, drop down, lift up. And again, drop down, lift up. Few more here if you can, hold it. Drop down, lift up, well done. And again, drop down, lift up. And again, drop down, lift up. Last time, drop down, lift up. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walk that spine gently back down. And then float those arms back down to join. Well done. Okay, so let's go into our scissors movement from here. So we're going to float one leg up into tabletop. If you can, we're going to float both legs together into that double tabletop position. We're going to just tap one foot down towards the mat and then back up. Alternating sides, tapping down. If that's too much with both legs lifted, then you can go back down to one leg, tapping and back, opposite leg, tap down, up and lower. So pick what feels comfortable for you. If you can, we're going to tap and alternate from that double tabletop. But remember, you can mix and match through those levels. We want to keep this tummy nice and flat. Don't want to see any doming through that tummy, and we don't want that back arching. So if you're starting to feel that happen, come down, reset, and we can go back into that movement. Good. So tapping down, lifting up, tap down, lift up. Well done. And again, tap down, lift up. Good. So nice control as you're tapping down, lifting up. Well done. Tap down, lift up. And again, tapping down, lifting up. And tapping down, lifting up. Well done. Now, if you can, we can go a little bit faster and we go tapping, tapping. So breathing in for 2 and out for 2. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. Good. Now, if you want an extra challenge, you can lift your head, hands behind your head, and lift into that abdo prep while we're doing this. Breathing in and out. But just lower your head if you need to. As you're doing that, just an extra option as we're breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. So make sure that movement's going, lowering from those hips, not letting those knees bend as we're tapping, tapping, tapping. Good. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. Well done. Breathing in and out. Lovely. Breathing in and out. Last few. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. One more time. Breath in and out. Coming back to that start. Lower that head if it's lifted and those legs down one at a time. Very good. Let's bring those knees and have a quick hug just to stretch that out. Well done. So take a nice deep breath in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just stretch down into that a little bit further. Breathing in and out. Relaxing down. Well done. And again, breath in and out. Relaxing down from there. Very good. So just lower those legs down one at a time. We're going to come back to that start position. Okay, so we're going to work our tummy muscles and we're going to move our legs into our cycling movement. So this is when we're kind of imagining that we're cycling that bike through the air. So if you can, we're going to bring both legs into double tabletop and we're going to cycle both legs together. If this feels too much, then you can go to a single leg and switch those legs round as you go. So just lower one leg down and rotate one if that feels more comfortable. But if you can, we're going to bring both legs up into tabletop. And we're going to move these legs around as if we're cycling through that air. So just breathing in and out as we're doing this movement. But I want you to really pull through the air, just pulling through with those legs. So really pulling against that air as you're moving those legs around. Move those ankles as you go. So let's get some movement through those ankles as well. So pulling, those heels pointing down, pulling and pointing. Good. And moving through, breathing in and out as we're working up through that hill. Good, so we're climbing this hill together, well done. Pulling those legs around, moving those legs through, cycling up to that hill, well done. Moving through. Good, pulling through the air, breathing in and out. Good, breathing in and out. So we're about halfway, so if you're a single leg, make sure you've switched over so we can even our legs out. So breathing in and out. So climbing up that hill, well done. Breathing in and out. Pulling through, moving through. Getting close to the top, well done. Moving through those legs, well done. Breathing in and out. Good. Pulling through with those legs, well done. Nearly at the top, breathing in and out. Good, one more breath in and out. And then coming back to that start and then lowering those legs down, well done, one at a time, coming back to that start position, well done. Okay, So we're just going to work into our abdominals just a little bit more here. So again, if you can, we're going to float both legs into tabletop and extend both legs from here. Okay. If that feels too much for you to do, then just stick with your legs lowered down onto the mat. But if you can, we're going to extend both legs. I'm going to bring my hands behind my head here. I'm going to lift up into abdo prep, and I'm going to reach one hand towards that opposite knee and then lower down. Good. Opposite side, reaching that hand outstretched and then lowering down. And again, reaching and lowering. Good. And again, reaching and lowering down. Well done. And down. Breathing out as you're reaching up towards that leg. Breathing as you're lowering down. Well done. Reaching up and down. Reaching up and lowering down. So just working these abdominals. Well done. Reaching up and down. Reaching up and down. Last few. And down. Well done. Reaching up and down. Good. Let's do one more each side. Reaching up and down. Reach up and down. And then we're going to bring those legs in, lower them one at a time back down, and then bring those arms back down by your side. Well done. So let's bring those arms out by your side, or down by your side, wherever's comfortable. Then we're going to drop those knees over to one side, turn your head to the opposite side if you can, and then use those toe muscles to bring those knees back up and then over to that opposite side. So rotating out through that stretch. Use those toe muscles, lifting up through those knees, and then over to that opposite side. Well done. And again, lifting up, dropping those knees over, rotating through that spine, just nice and gently. Just cooling down, opening out through that spine, just gently stretching. Feels good to do as you drop those knees over, turning that head, then slowly coming back up and over to that opposite side. Well done. And again, lifting up, dropping those knees over, turning that head, opening out, and then slowly coming back up and over to that opposite side. Well done. Last few here. Dropping those knees over, rotating round, back up and over to that opposite side. Well done. Then coming back to that start, bring those arms back down by your side. So let's stretch out through those bottom muscles now. So I'm going to put one foot onto the opposite knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. And then we're going to hold this stretch here. So take a nice deep breath in and out. On that out breath, if you can, relaxing into that stretch that little bit further. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch. Good. So we're just going to hold this here, just breathing in and out nice and slowly. Also just holding this stretch. Well done. And again, breath in and out. Just relaxing down into that stretch. Good. And one more time, breath in and out. Relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. And then we're going to lower that leg down to the opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. Again, if that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you just as far as you feel comfortable. And then we're going to hold this stretch here. So just taking a few nice deep breaths in and out. On the out breath, if you can, just relax down into that stretch just that a little bit further. And again, breath in. And as you breathe out, sinking down into that stretch just that little bit further if you can. And again, breath in and out, relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. And again, breath in and out. Relax through those shoulders, no tension there, just sinking them down. Well done. One more time, breath in and out, relaxing down through those shoulders. Very good. I'm just going to lower those legs down. Okay, so let's just stretch through the back of our leg now. So knee up towards the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. I'm going to hold this stretch here. So just lengthen through the back of the leg, holding that stretch, breathing in and out as we stretch through the back of the leg here. Well done. Holding that stretch, breathing in and out. Good, holding that stretch there. And then let's just change it slightly and just point and flex through the ankle. So just pointing and flexing through that ankle, just stretching through, well done. Good, pointing and flexing. And then holding that stretch again, toes pointing up towards the ceiling, well done. Lengthening through the back of the leg. And then just lower that leg back down. Last time on the other side, knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, toes pointing up towards the ceiling, holding that stretch. Good, lengthening through the back there. So just supporting that leg if you want to with those hands and just gently stretching. Let's just add that ankle movement in. So we're going to point and flex through the ankle here. And just stretching, pointing and flexing through that ankle, well done. Good. And then we're just going to hold the stretch again, toes pointing up towards the ceiling, lengthen out through the back of the leg. Good. And then just slowly lowering that leg back down. Very good. So let's come back up into sitting from here. So just sitting comfortably, legs crossed, legs out in front, whatever feels comfortable for you. Relax those shoulders down. Very good. So let's bring those hands in front. We'll take a breath in. As you breathe out, reach those arms up. We're going to bring those hands behind your head. I want you to take a breath in, shrug those shoulders up, and as you breathe out, sink those shoulders down, reaching up and bring those arms wide. Well done. And again, reach those hands up, bring them behind your head. Breath in, we're going to shrug those shoulders up, and as you breathe out, sink the shoulders down, and then reach those arms back up and bring them wide. Lovely. And again, reaching up, hands behind your head, breath in, let's shrug those shoulders up. As you breathe out, sink the shoulders down, reach those hands up, and then nice and wide back down. Let's do that one last time, reaching up, bring those hands behind your head, let's breath in, shrug the shoulders up. As you breathe out, sink those shoulder blades, floating down, and then reach those hands back up and around from there. Well done, relaxing those shoulders down. Fantastic. Thanks for joining us for our class today. I hope you've enjoyed it and hopefully see you again next time.